Okay, good evening. This is Harlem Network News, and I am Terri Wisdom. And as many of you know, Harlem Network News is a new media platform. We started at the onset of COVID, and we're still here. We are the voice and the drumbeat of Harlem and the Harlems of the world. And we know that we're an essential service. At the onset of COVID, folks were walking around Harlem and talking and saying, I'm Black, I can't get it. So at that point, we had been planning on this, my partner, Brother Bernardo Ruby and I, to start a network, but we knew that we had to just jump in the deep water. And we had a lot of the Black doctors and, social worker people to really get in and inform the community. And we have continued from there. This week, we made history. Here in Harlem, Dr. Yusef Salaam of the Exonerated Five became the Democratic nominee for City Council. So that's a powerful thing. It's new energy, but we are also grateful and we work collectively. The other runners were our Assembly member, Inez Dickens, as well as our Assembly member, and that is in the person of Reverend Al Taylor. So they are still seated as Assembly people, and we're looking to bring USAF into the forefront. So they're planning to work collectively, and I think that's very important in terms of Harlem. So getting on to why we're actually here, today we have members of the 52nd International African Arts Festival, which is opening up tomorrow, July 1st, and will go straight through July 4th. This is an iconic institution that has sustained 52 years in our community. So we want to make sure that everybody knows. I have Sandra Bell here with us, who is the stage production manager and has been for many years. I have Brother Kofi Osei Williams of the acclaimed dance company Assase Yao. I just love saying that, Assase Yao. And we also have with us performer, musician, Craig Harris, who has performed with Sunra, but I'm gonna let them share about themselves. So Sandra and Bell, would you tell us who you are, whose you are, and just a bit about Festival and your connection to Festival? You are Festival.
Yeah, I've been one of my professional things that I do is a production stage manager. And so I have been with Festival, and I stopped counting how long since Boys and Girls High School days, when it was called African Street Festival.
Absolutely.
Listen, I can't even tell you how long I've been working.
Yeah.
I was hired by our great Mensa Wali, K. Mensa Wali, who was the artistic director for 33 years. And they pulled me in from Manhattan, working with the Essence Awards and, the Grammys, et cetera, et cetera.
Beautiful.
That world. And I brought what I knew from there to Festival so that, we could, upgrade in different ways. So, and I've been there since. Mensa's not there anymore. And I'm still
He's
there.
Watching over. That's for sure.
Yes. So now that we are at the Commodore Barry Park, and I forgot how long we've been there for, because it took us a while to, find a place, because it's not, the way Festival is set up, it's not that easy to find a venue. So we were out on the street for a couple of years on Fulton Street, got to break down every night and put it back up. Oh my God. So now we found the home at the Commodore Barry Park. And so we are there first day tomorrow, July the 1st through Tuesday, July the 4th.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Sorry, media is such a thing. I had to take that call. That's a call that has to do with internet and all of those kinds of things. I didn't want to miss it. But thank you for sharing, Sandra, about festival. And it is just an incredible experience. There are vendors, there's performance. You know, this year there is even a symposium, which there was in the past. And it's something I feel like, and this is Harlem Network News. If you're just joining, I'm Terri Wisdom. But I really feel like there are certain things in our community that are so meaningful and have become our holidays. You know, we have, you know, our Kwanzaa, we have, you know, Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. We celebrate El Hajj Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X, Juneteenth, BAM, you know, which is Dance Africa. And then we have the African American Day Parade, and we have our Harlem Week. So those have become our holidays, what we look towards. But I want to move over, and I am going to start with Kofi Osei Williams and have you speak about who you are and whose you are, and Assase Yao. I just love saying it. And then we'll move on to you, Brother Craig Harris. So Kofi, tell us about your connection to festival and a bit about Assase Yao. And I did read your bio and how this all evolved. So share with us, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm the executive director of Assase Yao Cultural Arts Foundation. And we started through, it was a bunch of young musicians and dancers, and we wanted to just show our experience. So we came under the likes of Nana Denny Zulu and Larock Bay and Chief Bay and yes. Baba Lucashe and Mama Wilhelmina Taylor, you know, a lot of the elders in the community. But, you know, Assase Yao, we've performed at festival about 10 times or so. But yes. This year, I'm featuring my band at festival, Orchestra Africa.
All right.
Orchestra Africa, we were founded last year during Dance Africa. Abdel Salam, who's the artistic director of Dance Africa and Forces of Nature Dance Theater, came to me and said, you know, he wanted to highlight African music a little bit. And he, you know, dance always goes with music, and sometimes he felt like the music was being overlooked. So he asked me to put a band together. Last year, we did all traditional African drums. And this year, when he came to me, he's like, what else can you do? I was like, I want you to hear some stuff from my band. So this was the first year at Dance Africa that a full music band was featured. Wow. And we had, you know, a full band, but our feature wasn't dance imposed. You know, with Dance Africa, it wasn't dance on top of it. It was just a band. And we got a really good feedback from Dance Africa this year. And I spoke with some of the people at the International African Arts Festival, and they were like, we want you to come and bring your band. So that's what we've been doing. What we play is, we play traditional high life music, but we also have taken a style with contemporary African music. So one of the featured members in the band is Amma Watt, who is my friend from childhood. And Mr. Craig Harris was speaking about it right just now. He said our connection is Kwayao, and that's his daughter. So we knew each other from birth. Amma's an amazing singer. So we featured one of her songs in it, Yeah, Yeah, Oh. And it's a song that is to an Orisha, who is a Yoruba goddess. And but it's just talking about peace in the world. It's talking about the healing spirits of the world. It's talking about, you know, the greatness. And so that's the kind of music that we're doing. We have 11-member band. And so, you know, it's full with drums and keys and bass, horns, and it's really about us spreading. It's another way for me to spread African culture and for people to start looking at Africa in a different way than it has been promoted and presented to us for many, many years.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. And I am very grateful to Sister April, who has the PR company that is working with the festival for really sharing everybody's bio. Her PR company, Akila Work Songs, and they did an incredible job with the press release, just breaking it down. And I love your story, Kofi. Just the fact that you started as a drummer and you and your brother worked collectively. You went over to Africa. I believe it was Ghana, I'm not sure.
So we went to Guinea first.
Guinea, okay.
We went to Guinea, and then I've been to Ghana. I'm always in Ghana now, but we went to Guinea first, straight out of high school.
Okay, good, good. So, that's a powerful story. And then starting the institution where young people can study the culture, can study dance. And what really triggered or caught my eye is that this year you wrote a play of the HBC Youth Show. Yeah. So I love it. I love it. I mean, I attended Lincoln University actually when Gil Scott-Heron was there, and I know he performed one year at festival. And I consider myself, I'm a Howard mother and I'm a Howard grandmother. Yeah. So I stand firm for it. And I love the fact that you're bringing a play because it's important to connect with our young people. I'm going to move over very quickly to Craig Harris. And Craig Harris, who will also be performing at the festival, can you tell us who you are and whose you are and your music connection? And we got two Brooklyn people in the house, and we got two Harlem people. But as we say, it's Harlem and Harlems of the world. So that encompasses us all. So thank you, Craig.
How are you doing? How's everybody doing? It's so good to be here with you in the field of this. I'm Craig Harris. I'm a trombonist composer, and I've been doing this for many years. I came through a program at the State University College of Westbury through a man named Makonda Ken McIntyre and Warren Smith. Through there, and Shashi McIntyre, okay? And through there, I studied music and I play trombone, for those who don't know. We'll be performing at the festival this year, but my connection goes back to the East, where I lived in the East. I was educated in the East, 10 Claver Place, Brooklyn.
All right,
okay,
yes.
And I was there always to hear the music. This was the place that I grew up in to hear this music and help really politicize me and get me the culture together. And from the East, I used to go hear Sunra when he played at the East, and all the greats used to play at the East. McCoy Tyner, Pharoah Sanders, everybody used to play at the East, and I was a young person there, and I never missed it. And from there, I just would check out the things at the East, and then in like '76, I graduated, and I started working with Sunra. In 1976, and we went on the world tour. It was my first time out of the country, but it all started, we played in the summer, June, about 10th or 12th, whenever the festival was on, we played at the festival, maybe 47 years ago. We played right in front. They used to set up a stage, Mensa and Maliki, Akile, you see all of the performers. We played right on they used to set up the stage right in front of the East, and we played, and I played on there with Sunra, and it's so good that I'm getting 47 years later, I'm getting a chance to play there because I've been waiting for this one. And I'm gonna be, and so I've been composing and I've been on the music scene for a while. I got many CDs out. I've been working with a lot of people who's who in the culture. Recently, I just scored the film score for the movie Judas and the Black Messiah.
Right, I saw that.
We did that, and we've done many things on the shoulders of giants. So I'm looking forward to just being on that stage, because this festival has been throughout my life, 50 years. I was at the first one they had, and this festival to perform at it is just like it's a cherry on the cake this year. And I'm working with my band. It's called the Nation of Imagination. We've been together for maybe 20 years. And it deals a lot with the movement of this music. We just recently did a film called The Sacred Place Between Earth and Space, which is Harlem for me. And it's a documentary film which was at the Harlem Film Festival. So I'm just grateful. You can go to my website, craigsharris.com, to find information about, but it's grateful. I'm just really hyped about playing at this festival this year.
Okay, and I'm excited and grateful to have you all on and to always learn something. For those of you who are just joining, I'm Terri Wisdom, and this is Harlem Network News. And we are talking about the International African Arts Festival, the 52nd year. It is going to start tomorrow and go through the 4th at Commodore Barry Park. And thank you for sharing that. One of the things that I love about doing interviews is I always learn something, even if I know the people. Our co-host here, Sandra, I've known her for years. We went to film school together, but the essence of what awards and different things that she just mentioned, I wasn't familiar. I am grateful to have been at the East from the beginning. I remember taking my daughter there when she was a toddler and seeing all those greats from Sunra to Rassad Roland Kirk and
everybody.
Baraka and his young men who are now mayor and deputy mayor. So the circle is so connected, and they went to Howard. Yes, they went to Howard also, and my daughter's very good friends with them. But I was like, when y'all were toddlers, you were at the East, So it's just important that we continue our traditions and keep our traditions going here and across the diaspora, and I think that that is happening. Sandra, would you say a bit about what we can expect on the performance side from Saturday to the 4th on Tuesday? And what the hours are, and where Commodore Barry Park is, so people know and what they got to do. I know there's a donation of $10 if folks can do that. Yes. So go right ahead, Sandra and Bell.
Right. So I want to say that there's a big change in the program in terms of the dance feature. Mm-hmm. For many years, we've had the dance closing the festival every evening.
Okay.
Right. And so this year, it may not stay like this beyond this year, but this year, every day they open with dance.
Okay.
Right. So tomorrow, Creative Outlets is going to open. And then we have Omar Edwards, who's the great tap dancer, and his soul review. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. So I just want everybody to know that, because everybody's going to be expecting dance to close. So I just want to make that clear. And so then we have a surprise guest artist, Zamora Lugat.
Okay.
Who was she played Celia Cruz on Broadway.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Right. And then we have to close out, we have the Wazumbians from Ghana to close the first day. So I would like to go on the web, take a look at the Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm sorry, because I don't want to take up all the time saying.
That's okay.
Of course, Mr. Harris is going to be there, and of course that fabulous orchestra of Osei is going to be there. They are smoking, let me tell you.
Okay, so, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. And are we having a dance performance as well with Assase during the festival?
No, unfortunately,
here. Okay.
Because they're hot and sizzling.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm very, very excited. And like I said, it's the July 1st through the 4th, and it is rain or shine. and we pray for the sun.
Correct.
And it is from 10 to 9. There are vendors. There's a suggested donation of $10. But if you don't have it, I don't think
It's
you
it's a
turn,
good word. Back around.
turn
No, I
away.
can't.
So just come out. This is a time to connect with your culture, a time to connect with your history, a time to connect with friends and family that you may not have seen for a while. I see that some of the other lineup, we have a reggae band, Raging Fire, and we have, of course, Craig Harris, who has played with Sunra, which he just shared, the Wazungians from Ghana. We have Shirley Sky from Haiti. So we've got a good cross section. Denny Zulu dancers, Azar Lawrence and Tamoki Sanders. So we have a lot going on at this festival, and it's important that we support us. If we don't support us, who will? And that we spread our culture and we spread our joy. Kofi, would you like to say any closing words and also share how people can get in touch with you and become a part of your organization, and when we can expect to see this play on the HBCU story? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So anybody, they could come to our website, asaseyaent.org. That's ASASEYAAENT.org. And I'm really excited about the festival this year. As you mentioned, our dance company has performed numerous of times. I grew up as a musician, under some really great percussionists here in New York. Like my first teacher was Nana Kamadi Denny Zulu.
All right.
And Koyao Japone was a teacher of mine, Baba Neil Clark. So just looking at all of these musicians and being able to come up and share some of my music and share my story, it's always, great to me. And, some of my other teachers that I had, and, just watching some of the greats here in New York, and being able to come to the stage that so many have blessed is amazing to me. The HBCU show, we've done that show a few times. This year, we're actually doing a show called The Mad Scientist, which is another show about Black scientists and inventors.
Wow. Oh,
And, what we always want to do is we want to let our children know that it is cool to be Black. It is intelligent to be Black. It is all of the things that they tell us is not. It's safe to be Black in our communities. So all of the things that they tell us is not. Harlem is a community. And what I always compare and look at, because my brother lived in Harlem for a little while, but Bed-Stuy, the community that I lived in, which, just gives that energy, gives that warmthness. But, being a musician, we get to travel the world. And, when I'm in my community, there's no safer place in the world to me,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I always feel that. But I want our kids to know that, and know that what they're seeing on TV is not always the truth. If you use your eyes and you see how our community works, that is what they get. So I thank you for having me. I'm really excited to see everybody at the festival this year. And, just to see everybody around and coming back to being able to be outside and to be amongst each other.
Yeah, it's a very powerful thing. And I think the wonderful thing, this is Harlem Network News, and we're winding down. I'm Terri Wisdom, but the wonderful thing about festival is that there's something for intergenerational, for everybody of all ages. And I know even when my children were teenagers, that was there were things like the Kwanzaa Fest, going to Boys and Girls High, that they always looked forward to. They saw all of their friends. It was a great connection. And even one year, God rest his soul, I lost my son, Ali Sam Wayman Wisdom, November 5th, 2021, the gunshot. But the blessing is I remember him being part of Kahende and Djembe and Sule and Sekou. And I remember them actually winning the drumming contest at festival on Boys and Girls Children's Stage. So there's a lot of close connections, memories, and prayers that surround us with festival. It's a sacred event. So Craig Harris, would you just give us some closing words? And, you know, when you say Sunra, I remember Sunra coming to Lincoln University to perform. And that was a powerful thing. Sunra was sitting on his throne. And at that time, we didn't even really have a big theater. You know, it was in the chapel. That's where things happen. So always remember. So thank you, Craig. If you would just give us some closing words. And I love the fact that you spoke about the education that you, received to become a musician. So that's a powerful thing, because I think our young people need to know that education is a good thing. It's your ticket, and it's how you use it. So thank you.
You know, it's about, for me, coming this week, it's like bringing Quay Yao with me. I'm bringing Sunra with me, Mary Baraka, Sekou Sundiata, Sophia Henderson Holmes, all of my colleagues. We come in that we're going to be on stage that night. Because I'm telling you, it's like 47 years I've been going to this festival, and it's one of the greatest things in the world. This festival, I'm telling everybody, support it. And even though that $10 donation, if you got $11, do it, because I'm gonna tell y'all,
if you got 100, do
culture. Support your culture. If you got 5, but just support our culture. That's where it starts. We have to support ourselves, and we're bringing everything. Nation of Imagination is going to be focused, and we're going to be like locked and loaded, and it's going to be just a great evening. Spread the word to the community. You know, from the East, I learned we have concerts every Friday night in Harlem on 122nd Street at Mount Morris Church. I'm getting ready to go to the concert now, but it comes out of that spirit from that Kuji Jakalia. We do, and we just take it on to the next level. I'm so good to see Kofi and Sandra here and y'all, and support our people, support our community. That's we have to do it ourselves. Nobody else is going to do it.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. And one of the reasons, like I said, Harlem Network News, the drumbeat goes, but people don't know everything. So can you repeat? I'm right here in Harlem and connected with musicians, but I wasn't aware of the Friday concerts at the church. So, tell us the time and what people need to do to get there.
Go to our website, Harlem Jazz Box, with box spelled with 2 X's. Every Friday night from 7 to 8:30, we have world-class music at Mount Morris Presbyterian Ascension Church. It costs $20, and you're going to hear class artists. It's just a great thing. And we're getting ready to celebrate our 10th year of these concerts. You'll go to our website, Harlem Jazz Box, spelled with 2 X, box spelled with 2 X. And you will see some of the, it's out of that spirit, out of the East, that we keep it going on, and we keep it going strong.
Okay, very, very important that we know and understand our community, support our community, and keep our culture going. And thank you, Craig, for lifting up some of the names. We have to make sure that we remember all those names. Sekou Sundiata was a neighbor of mine for many, many years, right across the hall with Pat and quote Barry, so Sophia.
690.
That's right, 790 Riverside Drive. That's
Party,
right.
11.
Love it.
So you understand, Party Central, that's where we grew up.
Yes, we did. So our community is very connected, and it's wonderful that we are keeping that culture going. And some of the past who have performed at festival range from Fela, Rensen Kuti, Hugh Masekela, Third World, The Mighty Sparrow, The Last Poets, Abiodun, them, Lauryn Hill, India Ari, Erykah Badu, Abby Lincoln, Hezekiah Walker, and the list just continues. Bill Scott Heron, Ravi Coltrane. I mean, Jessica Pierre Moore, Nana Camille Yarbrough, Sonia Sanchez, and I could keep going. And that would just bring us into closing. I do want to share, I'm Terri Wisdom, this is Harlem Network News, but along with the festival, And I know when it was at Boys and Girls High, I don't know if this is the first year for the symposium again. And remember, like we had some online stuff during COVID, but there is a symposium that is a part of the festival that is tomorrow from 10 to 4. And it is at the school, which is right near the park. It's at PS 287, which is 50 Navy Street. And that is from 10 to 4. And the event, it's not sponsored or endorsed by the New York City Board of Education, but it is at the school. And the symposium is going to, have conversations. There's going to be an Akan ceremony, a spiritual ceremony, paying homage to our ancestors. And we also, then there's a panel, and I don't have all of the people on the panel in front of me, but part of the panel is going to be Baba Sekun, who's one of the chief organizers of festival, and also Dr. Maulana Karenga. And Dr. Maulana Karenga, there's a whole connection between festival and their organization. And of course, many of you know, and if you don't know, now you know, Dr. Maulana Karenga is the founder of Kwanzaa and also an educator at the University of California at Long Beach. And we have had him on Harlem Network several times. So it's all about the culture. It's all about us. Come out. What a better way to celebrate the 4th, and bring your young people, bring your elders, bring everybody come together. And Sandra, I will let you take us out, and then I'll say a few words about Harlem Network News.
Yes, I wish I had a FaceTime right now to switch to show you where I'm at. We are preparing the stage. Sound is up. We're testing the sound now. The vendors have set up most of their tents. We do have a VIP section.
Okay.
This is our 3rd year. So I wish I could just show you what's going on here right now, because it takes us like 2 days to set up. So we're ready. Come on down. Pay your $10 or whatever you've got.
Yeah, please. This is us supporting us. And thank you so much, Sandra, for what you do. This is one of our warrior women. Christine runs that stage, has been doing it for many, many years. And it's a seamless performance. But like she said, it doesn't happen overnight. They've been setting up for 2 days. I want to just give blessings and greetings to Baba Sekun and thanking him for always staying connected and supporting Harlem Network News. And so, folks, you can go to Harlem Network News at gmail.com. You can call us directly at 646-261-5397. If you would like to make a donation, because that helps keep us going, helps keep us on the air, you can go to Harlem Network News at Gmail for Zelle. We have Cash App. If you have ideas for stories, please call us, please reach out to us. I do want to give a birthday shout out to Black Rose, who celebrated her 97th birthday. And if you don't know Black Rose, she is an incredible hairstylist. She gave like probably half of New York City their first Afro and gave you a poem with it. I remember being 16 years old and coming from Queens on the train. I got to Black Rose at 9. I didn't leave there till 10 o'clock at night because each one was personal. But she is doing some rehab, but she had a wonderful birthday celebration yesterday that our Reverend Daughtry was there. She's a former Grandassa model from Black is Beautiful. Everybody turned out for Black Rose, and I have some photos and pictures that I will be sharing with our Harlem Network News audience. So thank you. And Sandra, I hope I kept pretty much to the time. So blessings and come out to festival, and it's an honor. And Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love us. Okay, stand firm. For whatever, backward never. Marcus Messiah God. Thank you. Have a great day.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for
thank
inviting
you.
me.
And
I look
we're
forward to
airing at 8 o'clock tonight, so I'm gonna send it out to everybody. If we record. Okay, so folks, you heard that.
Okay.
Tune in.
Thank you.
It'll stay up and it'll also be up on Sunday.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
7 o'clock. 7.
Okay.
7
No,
to 8.
I'm speaking about the Harlem Network News Show.
Okay, okay.
So we got you, but you're 7 to 8 with the jazz. And then once again, Sunday will air, so we can just keep pushing and making sure people come out and making sure people know about us. Terri Wisdom, Harlem Network News. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Be
Bless
well.
Thank you very much. Look
Well.
forward to seeing you, Craig. Look forward to seeing you, Osei, and you, Terry, as well.
Okay, yes, ma'am. You know I'm gonna run backstage to see you, as I always do. Thank you.
Yeah.
You have a great night.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.